Hello and welcome to the daily edition of Into Vietnam, presented to you by VITV channel. Let's take a look at top stories of the day. Vietnam invests as much as $19 billion overseas, and Bình Dương targets $1.7 billion in foreign direct investment. Vietnam's credit extension is expected to pick up pace over the rest of the year to reach growth of 10% from 2013 levels, though still below the government target of 12 to 14%. The forecast was given by the State Bank of Vietnam Deputy Governor Nguyễn Thị Hồng. Achieving that forecast, however, would require a sharp pickup in the speed of credit growth in the last 4 months of 2014. The report said loans has risen by 5.28% in August from the end of last year. The central bank wants to boost lending to stimulate an economy propped up by manufacturing and exports, but constrained by bad debt and weak spending. Slower lending could affect Vietnam's economic growth rate, which has been targeted at 5.8% for 2014. And now let's move on the bulletin with some investment news. The Ministry of Planning and Investment revealed between January and July, it granted investment licenses for 68 projects in 21 countries for Vietnamese enterprises, with a total funds $894 million, $608.9 million of which has been disbursed. The projects mainly focus on information technology, dominated by Viettel, and agroforestry and fishery sector in such countries as Cambodia, Myanmar, and Laos. As of July, 890 projects by Vietnamese companies were granted investment licenses in 63 countries and territories across the globe, worth a total of $19 billion.
The southern province of Bình Dương hopes to attract 1.6 to 1.7 billion US in foreign direct investments this year. Speaking at a ceremony to mark the third phase of issuance of investment certificates this year to investors on September the 16th, Chairman of the People's Committee said that in the year to date, the province had attracted 1.4 billion US, which is 140% of the year's target and 26% increase year on year. The investments have been in 113 new projects worth $673 million US, with the remaining going to 99 existing ones. The province is expected to lure another 200 to 300 million US in the remaining months. In the day alone, the province issued investment certificates for 42 projects, 19 of them new. With recent M&A deals in Vietnam, Thailand has become a emerging name, besides two long-term investors, Japan and the Republic of Korea, who are also speeding up investments in the country. According to the Department of Foreign Investment under the Ministry of Planning and Investment, Japan ranked third as of June this year, with a total investment capital of $800 million US. That is a reduction over the same period last year, amid the yen devaluation. However, Japan is still leading in the number of FDI projects in Vietnam, with over 2,300 projects worth $35 billion US. Meanwhile, the Republic of Korea has always been listed in the top 5 FDI investors in Vietnam in recent years. In the first half of this year, the Republic of Korea's investment touched $1.55 billion US, accounting for 22% of the total FDI capital in Vietnam. Thailand has 333 FDI projects with $6.46 billion US by the end of last year, ranked the 10th out of 101 countries and territories, and second in ASEAN nations that are investing in Vietnam.
Net income of smallholder farmers from the northwestern provinces will be improved by selling temperate fruits to more profitable fruit markets. It is the target of a project funded by Australia to Vietnam. Specifically, the new project aims to improve smallholder incomes in the northwestern highlands of Vietnam by increasing access and competitiveness in regional temperate and subtropical fruit markets. It was launched at the Inception Workshop held in Hanoi on September the 16th to the 17th. The project will be implemented over 4 years between 2014 and 2018 with a budget of nearly 1.4 million Australian dollars, provided by the Australian Centre for International Agricultural Research. And now let's move on with some business news.
The tax department of Ho Chi Minh City aims to have 10,000 enterprises pay their tax online by the end of the year. Of the 150,000 enterprises in Ho Chi Minh City, 96% have made their tax declaration online, and the department has ordered tax offices in the city's districts to order all businesses to declare their tax online. The General Department of Taxation has signed agreements with 5 banks, including VITV, Vietcombank, Vietinbank, Agribank, and MB Bank, to offer the e-tax payment service. They are expected to connect with the General Department in October or November. The tax sector has set a target to reduce the duration of tax procedures to 200 to 201 hours a year by the end of this year, and 160 to 170 hours by 2015. Online tax payments were first applied in Hanoi and Bắc Ninh and Vĩnh Phúc provinces. The General Department of Taxation then expanded the program to 15 cities and provinces, including Ho Chi Minh City, starting on August 18th. Vietnam's top textiles and garment maker Vinatex has been given approval to sell a combined 24% stake to 2 domestic property firms, among them Vingroup, ahead of the state-run firm's IPO next week. In a statement on its website, the company said it would sell 10% stake to Vingroup, the country's third biggest listed firm by market value, and 40% to the unlisted Vietnam Investment Development Group, or VID Group. Vinatex seeks to raise at least $63.4 million in the September 22nd IPO, offering 122 million shares, or 24.4% to the public, at a starting price of 11,000 dong, or $0.52 each. The state will return 51% and the remaining 0.6% will be sold to employees. Vinatex dominates the local textile sector that is said to gain strongly from trade pacts Vietnam is negotiating, including the TPP.
Improvements in the Vietnam stock market is a big chance for firms to jump out by getting listed on the floor. However, there is still only a limited number of listed enterprises in the local stocks, and a few of them understand the benefits of being listed. Business Insider says stock listing is an effective capital mobilization channel, especially for small and medium-sized enterprises. Mainly due to rising sour debts, banks have tightened their lending procedures, making it tough for firms to mobilize funds from the traditional channel. However, there's another better way that they have largely ignored. That is via those local stock markets, which offer abundant funds from both major organizations and small investors. This is extremely feasible as the local stock market is in its golden time.
Thường là các doanh nghiệp Việt Nam thì vẫn là quan tâm nhiều đến cái dòng vốn ngân hàng. Tuy nhiên thì tôi cũng chia sẻ là còn một kênh huy động vốn khác mà rất là nhiều doanh nghiệp đã tận dụng hiệu quả và đã huy động được những cái nguồn vốn quý báu cho doanh nghiệp. Tuy nhiên lại không nhiều những cái doanh nghiệp biết được, tức là cái số lượng doanh nghiệp đã biết và đã thực hiện thành công thì là vẫn còn chiếm một cái tỷ lệ rất nhỏ trong tổng số các cái doanh nghiệp, đặc biệt là các cái doanh nghiệp với quy mô vừa và nhỏ trung bình trên thị trường Việt Nam. Đó là kênh thị trường chứng khoán.
Riêng cái kênh mà huy động theo cái niêm yết ấy, thì chúng tôi thấy đây là cũng là một cái kênh rất là tốt, và cái kênh nó có thể là tạo điều kiện cho các doanh nghiệp vừa và nhỏ mà chưa tìm hiểu và chưa tiếp cận đến, thì tôi thấy cái này là cái cần phải có cái tiếp cận.
Stock market is seen to be among the best fund mobilization channels. The first advantage is it does not require high lending rates. Secondly, business can use for good dividends earned from publishing their shares. This is better than the limited term funds offered by banks.
Là những cái nguồn vốn rất quý báu và đặc biệt là doanh nghiệp sẽ không mất những cái chi phí, không mất chi phí cao như chi phí lãi vay để có thể đưa về tổ chức hoạt động sản xuất kinh doanh của doanh nghiệp.
Trong cái quá trình sử dụng vốn thì họ không phải chịu áp lực phải chi trả, phải trả nợ gốc cũng như phải chi trả lãi vay cho các khoản huy động đó. Cho nên là doanh nghiệp hoàn toàn chủ động và thoải mái trong cái việc sử dụng đầu tư ngắn và dài hạn một cách linh hoạt.
Business can enhance their image if they get a nod to being listed on the stock market, once being examined on their financial transparency, operation effectiveness, and organization. In fact, it was proven that listing on the stock market is the best way to promote business image, which helps to facilitate the operations and seeking for new partners.
Ngoài cái việc là huy động vốn rồi thì tính công khai về thông tin, những cái thông tin của doanh nghiệp là phải báo cáo định kỳ hàng quý, rồi là báo cáo tài chính cũng vậy, rồi cái bản những cái thông tin về thay đổi nhân sự doanh nghiệp cũng phải thông báo rất là rõ ràng để cho các nhà đầu tư người ta biết được. Thì đấy là những cái lợi rất là cơ bản và uy tín của doanh nghiệp cũng được nhiều người biết đến, nó không phải chỉ trong phạm vi một địa phương và đôi khi nó ở trong phạm vi vùng quốc gia, thậm chí là ở cả nước ngoài nữa.
Đối với các doanh nghiệp niêm yết lên sàn là một lần để khẳng định mình là đủ vững mạnh, đủ sức để tham gia thị trường và có chứng nhận của thị trường về việc lớn mạnh đấy.
Stock listing not only brings about capital and promotional benefits, but also introduces business values on the floors, helping to boost the share liquidity of listed firms.
Ví dụ giá trị sản phẩm có thể là 10.000, nhưng mà cái giá trị doanh nghiệp của anh nó có thể lên hàng tỷ đồng. Đó là chuyện hết sức bình thường. Đấy, tôi nói đơn giản như phở 24, đúng không ạ? Đấy, cái lợi nhuận thì nó rất là thấp, có khi là hòa vào lỗ. Nhưng mà cái giá trị của cái doanh nghiệp phở 24 lại bán được 20 triệu đô.
Phở 24 invested $1 billion in the local stocks to earn back $20 million. Many other companies have used the stock market to realize the goals of mobilizing funds, promoting their image and enhancing their values. As the local stock is getting better, businesses, especially small and medium ones, should take the good chance from the potential market. And the final part of the program is the summary of the local gold, forex and stock market. Well, that's all for this edition of Into Vietnam. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon and goodbye for now.